Moving on to number 3 is Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. Now this one isn't too bad. I won't be so harsh on this one compared to the other two. This is a game that is based off a console game, got turned into a mobile gacha game. How unfair is it? And how cheap and how predatory and how badly designed is this one? Unlike Land Cruiser Mobile and Brave Exvius, if you really want something in this game, you can get it guaranteed, as long as you have self-control and as long as you hoard your precious resources, your tickets and gems. Right off the bat, what I do not like about this game are the summon boards. It's extremely tedious, tiring, mentally draining, grinding. It's mindless. It's such a time waster. And they designed it where if you put money into it, you can grind it faster. And so if you don't want to spend money on this game, you're going to be doing that for a long time. And after years of trying to get over this kind of grinding, the staff decides to give the player a new summon board mode called Divine Boards, where you have to fight the same boss and defeat it. Similarly to this is essentially Raid tier from Exvius. You gotta fight the boss an insane amount of times, and I can barely stand doing it. If you don't have synergy and you don't have a Koopa card, you're in for a very boring ride. So that'll be one of my main critiques of Opera Omnia. Very boring summon board grinding. And no, that's not just the way it has to be. I'm not supposed to just get over this and accept it. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I can criticize it. Because we have people that just their opinions on this game are not even reasonable, and they try to defend it. They try to defend its bad parts. And nothing is perfect, and this game is far from it. My second complaint is the endgame content, or you could say the Lufenia. You have a game that has 150 characters, or what? Is that what they're at now? And the hardest content makes it where you have to it limits the amount of characters you can use severely, to the point where certain Lufenia matches you almost need to take specific characters. It has a problem similar to Brave Exvius, sometimes, not all the time, where you have to really study the boss like a finals test, and that's too much. But this game, you can clear endgame content just kind of jumping in blind. It is possible. It's not impossible. But some of the game mechanics are just cheap, broken, because the game is hitting a power. The staff is hitting a power creep wall. So the developers need to find a way to get themselves out of it. They nerf characters in this game, but in a very shrewd way. For example, if a character is too good, they will make the future events boss immune to whatever their gimmick is. So if a character that's known that will break the game by being a good chaser, they will ban chases. If you have a character that's very strong and they're wholly based on their damage, they'll make the next couple of bosses immune to holy damage. That's very cheap, considering people are paying money for these units and then they can't even use them. And then you have the Lufenia orbs, which make you do very specific things or else you die. And sometimes the demands are reasonable, and sometimes the demands of the orb are unreasonable. And if you follow the community, there's certain events that cause massive outcry, frustration, outrage. There's a boss that heals 8% of his HP per turn, unless you have the specific character to that event that makes it easy. But it's just that one specific character that has that one particular niche that helps. That being the woman with the whip. I forgot her name already. Quistis. So those are my top 2 complaints of this game. The summon boards are completely unnecessarily tedious. They don't have to be, even for veteran players, because you need money to really get the easy way out. And the difficulty on the hardest content it can be completely broken at times. And there's people in the community that have talked about the difficulty in this game, how it's getting worse and worse. And of course, people completely miss the point. They fail to comprehend what the person was saying, and they go undefended without any argument whatsoever. And these people have like a mob mentality in this community. And there's drama throughout it too. There are very many content creators in this game. Many who are controversial, many who are very hot-headed and stubborn. I don't know. It's amusing to be able to just observe this. When it comes to me in this game, because I stream it, I just kind of sit back and just watch the show as I play this game. I'm like a bystander amongst this chaos. Now, this game is the last Gacha game I'll play. As you can probably tell by now, I'm a harsh critic of Gacha. And after this, I'm not playing anymore. This is the last one. So once this shuts down, I'm finally free. I have reasons why I play this game. Understandable reasons. But I don't take it very seriously. I don't play it like my life depends on it. I've taken many breaks, so I don't play for a while. Anyhow, enough of that. Back to the game. Those are the main points I think that cover. And the game's alright. It's alright. Sadly, though, I have the most fun doing Chaos. Chaos is the hard difficulty before. It's the second hardest difficulty in the events. Because in the Chaos, you have more freedom to take who you want. And I find more fun in that than doing Lufenia, where I'm forced to take certain characters. And just like any other Gacha game, your favorite characters might be the weakest characters, and you wouldn't even be able to use them. Try to think if I want to add anything else to this. This is because I'm just improvising this. I don't think it's worth doing an essay for this. Co-ops are fine. As long as you have times 3 books, the grinding isn't that bad. Though sometimes the amount of tokens you need is unreasonable for certain things that are not even that rewarding of a payoff. But this game is amongst, if you want to play a gacha game, this is probably going to be the first one that I can recommend you. Thank you for listening.